Good afternoon and a warm welcome to Billy's Travels on Facebook and on YouTube. Here we are at just outside Skipsea. I'm going to have a little walk down into the village, so I thought I might take you with me. As you possibly see, I'll see if I can turn you around, if I can do it this time. Look at that first time. As you can see, we've had a bit of snow today. It started at 10 o'clock this morning. And it stopped about 11:30, and it's, as you see, it's settled quite a bit, but there's a chill in the air, but it's not too bad now, and the sun's out. Putting some solar in, so we've been struggling a little bit with the batteries. We've had a couple of runs out. And of course this time of year we're using quite a bit of gas with it being cold and what have you. So we've been having a run out to Kirkburn to get some gas and what have you. We'll probably have another run out on Monday, something like that. I think the main roads should be pretty clear. Although the footpaths have got a sprinkling on. There we go, that's up onto the main road from the campsite. It's not a bad little walk into the village, probably a kilometre or something like that. There is a footpath just here. Looking round, obviously back onto the campsite. I haven't done a report on the campsite for my own reasons. I'll be able to tell you about that at some point. But it's a monthly stay. It's not like a campsite that we're going to weekly in, week out and things like that. So, right, we're just having a walk into the town, into Skipsea town village. It's quite a busy road this. It's the road from Lisset through eventually to Hornsey and beyond. The pub in the village isn't open on Mondays and Tuesdays. It opens again on a Wednesday through again to Monday. So we went out on Monday, we stayed in all day yesterday, so I fancied getting out for a bit of a walk. Curly's going to come and pick me up in the car, bless her, a little bit later on. So I thought I'd take you with me for a nice little walk into the village. We went out Monday, went out for some gas, as I said, up to Kirkburn, and we came back, and then we popped in the car at, just around tea time into a little village just outside Hornsey called Attic, I think it is, and there's a pub there. We popped in there, had a good crack with the barmaid about the crisps. We didn't have any crisps the time before we went in, and she said she had loads of crisps, and I said, well, I don't want any now. They were just having a bit of a laugh with her. Quite a good crack, really. Yeah, so we popped in there on the Monday. They had a fire going. It was lovely. We sat and had a few beers, and of course Diane don't drink, so I've got my own chauffeur to run me backwards and forwards to the pub, bless her. She hasn't drunk since I've known her, more than 20 years, because of her asthma. It's aggravates her asthma, so she doesn't bother at all. It looks quite nice across the fields over there, if you can see above the hedge. I've got my tall battery on, so I've got a bit more height on my camera. But I don't know how long it's going to last, because it's dropped down to a bar already. As you can see, the village in front of us, nice little village, Skipsea. There's a couple of houses for sale. We've been looking, possibly, not in the near future, but possibly leaving the island and moving back to the mainland in a few years' time. We're not sure what we're going to do when eventually we sell the business. But we've just been having a quick look at prices and things. And there's a couple of nice little properties around here. There's one in the village that we'll pass. A nice little bungalow for just over 200 grand, but it wants a little bit of money spending on it. Lovely bit of winter sun. across there, across towards Skipsey Brough. There is a road that goes from here across to Beeford, and then it goes from Beeford across to Driffield, and it cuts quite a corner off. It's a bit of a country road more or less, but buses and wagons use it, so it's easily accessible with the motorhome. And then we came back round the main road towards Carnaby and back across and back down to Lisset and back across to Skipsey on Monday. Had a bit of a run round, charged the batteries up, but I think we had a bit of a dilemma the other night. They dropped below 10%, 10 volts. The leisure batteries dropped below 10 volts, I beg your pardon. 2 o'clock in the morning, we had all sorts of beeping sounds. But the cab battery was at 12.4, so the BizBox is doing its business. It's keeping the vehicle battery topped up from the leisure batteries, but as I said, the leisure batteries had dropped below 10 volts, and then of course the alarm starts sounding in the motorhome. So I was out at 2 o'clock in the morning in my dressing gown, plugging into the mains, and up till then we hadn't used any mains power at all, and that was 18 nights. So I've done quite well. It's 50p a kilowatt when you plug in, and I think we've used 2 kilowatts so far, 1 kilowatt the other night, and then we plugged in last night because I was worried about the temperatures and the snow coming forecast today. Also yesterday I filled up the tanks and everything because they were all frozen the day before, and it was slightly cold last night, so I wanted to make sure that we had enough water in case everything froze up again. As you see now, we're just coming to Skipsey. As I said, a nice little village. There's I think it's a Spar or a Londis, is it? I'm not sure. With a post office in it. We went in, we got some sausages, some local sausages the other day, and they were lovely. They really were nice. We popped in for a bread loaf, I think. You have to spend about £5, I think, on the card. So we got some sausages as well. So, yeah, and I think there's just the one pub. A bit skiddy here. There's just the one pub, the boarding. They're doing meals, Sunday lunches, and also on Friday night Diane's going to one of these psychic do's. You have to take a picture of a dead relative or something, so and there's a buffet on, so Diane will be going to that on Friday evening. And of course tomorrow evening we're stopping in Hull again. I'm going to see my girls. It's our little bit of a Christmas party, and we're playing a little game tomorrow. Leonie's luggage. So I'll be putting that up over the weekend. I hope that works out alright. We've got something for a laugh, something planned. That's down at the Hastings, down Springbank West. It's probably some 10-12 years since I've been in the Hastings. Used to be our regular haunt, of course, when I lived down Springbank West, till I moved to the Isle of Man all those years ago. Wow. Of course, a week today, we'll be getting packed up and ready to move off. Thursday, we're having Thursday night in Nottingham and dropping Diane off at Friday at the airport. But en route to the airport, we're calling it Advanced Caravan Services, and I've asked Wayne to kindly just to check the skylight before we go to Spain. And of course 3 weeks today we'll be on our travels on the way down to Cartagena. It was 20 degrees in Cartagena yesterday and 15 last night, and we had 3 and -1. So fingers crossed for that this year. I've been in touch with Brittany Ferries yesterday because I had trouble putting my registration number in with it being Manx registered, so I had to ring them up to get that in, and she said, oh, I can't find it on the DVLA. I said, no, you won't do, because we have our own DVLA in the Isle of Man. So that's that all sorted. Passports are in and we're all ready to go on the 10th of December, of course. Coming back in March, and then we're having 3 weeks in the Isle of Man when we come back to get some work done around the house. I'm already making plans for the following Christmas. Of course, that's my birthday, the big birthday, so we're having parties all over. But more of that later on in the year. This is, excuse me, that's the village shop there, and that's the road there that goes to Skipsey Brough and on to Beeford and then across to Driffield. The road that way goes round to Hornsey and this way to the pub. Now this is a house that I was telling you about just here on the left hand side. Of course we're not ready yet to buy anywhere yet. We're staying put with what we've got with this. Oh, it must have been sold. The sign's gone. This property here we looked at. It does want a bit of work doing to it, but it was a for sale sign and it's gone, so that must have gone. I think it was about 225. Of course there'd be room for Billy to park down the side, and I thought, oh, nice little property that. Obviously gone. And then just around here we get to the pub. This of course eventually goes round and down to Skipsey Sands, big caravan site there where I used to go many years ago for weekends. Fish and chip shop down there, I don't know if it's still going, but I've had some good times down there, and I went to see a friend of mine from the Isle of Man, was over this year and he was down there, so I popped in to see him while he was over here. Here it's still a bit crunchy underfoot. And here we are at the pub. 12 minutes, so not a bad little walk. Hands are a bit cold. Of course we packed everything up and put it in the trailer, and my bobble hat and gloves are in the trailer. Silly boy. So right, we'll bid you farewell for now, and that's all from Billy's Travels. I'll go and have a pint and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.